This video series on how to run a successful payroll operation in your practice was recorded before the tragic death of our host, John Stockdyke, Accounting Web's editor-at-large for over 20 years. We're running the series now with the blessing of his family. Thank you.
Hi, I'm John Stockdyke for Accounting Web, here to record a video on behalf of Sage Payroll. With me is Emily Smith from Finlayson Co, and we're going to discuss the sort of ins and outs of what it takes to provide a really good payroll service. So Emily, to get started, why should firms offer payroll as a service?
I think looking at both the accountant's point of view and the client's as well, having the payroll as a service that you offer as part of the whole accounting package, it just gives completeness on both sides. It gives the reassurance to both the accountant and the client as well that everything is dealt with accordingly in-house. You can liaise with different departments relatively easily rather than having to go to a completely separate company for your payroll. It does give that more transparency in quite a lot of areas for an accountant as well as the client if any issues do arise.
Moving on to the sort of service delivery, and again, that profitability issue, what kind of tools and skills does the practice need to have in-house to make the service work effectively?
So with the effectiveness of payroll, there's two fundamentals which I think are quite important to getting the payroll service at a profitable level, and that's utilising software as much as possible. Payroll's come on leaps and bounds over the past decade of how it's processed and how much automation is actually involved. So tapping into those technologies and those services that are provided for you to automate the service as best as possible is absolutely key. And the second one is your typical knowledge is power, ensuring that your payroll staff are up to date with the latest legislation, the latest software updates, keeping up to date with the webinars that are regularly launched, which we follow on Sage as well. And this gives a lot of assistance to the payroll department, but also for the staff in accounts that are, juniors that are learning, they get to see the end-to-end, they get to see how things are pushed through. They don't just see a payroll, they see how it's done and what it entails. And I think that's quite crucial for career development as well within the practice.
Okay, now, was there a particular point, can you think back to a particular episode where you sort of really felt it all came together, or you sort of introduced some new element of the service that really sort of raised it and got it up and running like just at the optimum level? Can you think back to something like that?
I definitely can, John. And that was our decision to go paperless and start to utilise the auto processing function that was within our Sage payroll package that we use. Direct onlys are a big chunk of our payroll service. It's a relatively easy process to do, easy profitability if you target how you do it correctly. And doing the bulk automation was absolutely key for ourselves. We saw a huge effectiveness in staff hours. We had a member of the payroll team actually leave. She retired, and because of us introducing this new process, we didn't need to replace her. So it actually saved us another staff member, but still seeing the same profitability levels whilst not affecting client performance as well and their satisfaction.
And can you just elaborate, what areas does it automate for you?
It's basically everything, the click of the button, the very mundane tasks that you will find with payroll. So entering your payments, uploading your pay slips, uploading the reports for the clients to see, generating P32 so that we could see if there's any tax liabilities. So then all we would have to do is touch base with the client and say your payroll has been done, you owe X amount to HMRC or you owe nothing to HMRC. So it streamlined everything. It gave a process for the payroll staff and fundamentally reduced. I think it was we worked out our time had gone from 4 days a month to about 2 hours. So it was a huge, significant help in our practice doing that.
Okay, and you said at the start of this interview, you said that payroll can feed through, it's part of a holistic package that you can offer your clients, an all-in-one. But does it feed through in any way to the other service lines you're able to offer? How does that work for you?
Absolutely. The fundamental that we do see is very helpful with us processing payroll is the self-assessment element of our clients. We have a lot of directors, a lot of directors that have complicated personal tax situations. And tax codes are absolutely crucial in this mechanism working and filtering through. Because we handle in-house the P11Ds, benefits for directors, etc., tax codes are changed quite regularly. So having a handle on the tax codes being changed, we can intercept these and deal with them if they're incorrectly issued by HMRC, not for any fault of their own, so to speak, but they could be something that's missing that's quite crucial, that at the end, if we get this information and it was through a third party, it's been done, and a huge tax liability could have occurred, which could have been avoided had we had a handle on the tax code. So that is something that we see as a huge benefit.
Thanks for sharing your payroll experiences with us, Emily. If you'd like to find out more, follow the links below to watch the other videos in this series, and make sure to visit accountingweb.co.uk/Sage Payroll to download the Sage Payroll white paper.